Let me now go across to Mr. Adi Godrej, who is the chairman of the Godrej Group and, of course, the president of CII as well. Mr. Godrej, just wanted to ask you, there's a lot of what the Prime Minister calls negativism around the economy. How bad is the situation really with the economy?
I think the economy is improving. Several reform steps have been announced in the recent past, especially since August, and I think they will have their positive effect on the economy. What will also be very useful will be the excellent monsoon we expect this year. It started off exceedingly well. I expect agricultural growth this year will be quite considerable, which will again help GDP growth to accelerate once more.
We also heard the Prime Minister saying that it's been one bad year, but otherwise the government has done really well when it comes to handling the economy. Would you agree with that view? Because others would say that it's only in the last 4 or 5 months, 6 months that the government has started to do something, and there's been a prolonged period of paralysis and some pretty bad decisions that were taken before that.
If you look at the UPA government's record, in the last 9 years we've had 3 poor years, the rest have been very good. So the average growth rate has been quite high. So I would partially agree with the Prime Minister. Unfortunately, until August last year when reforms again started, for about 18 months prior to that, there was a total standstill in reform when reform was really badly needed.
One of the big questions that people ask Mr. Godrej is that if you talk to Indian industry and India Inc., they seem to be almost as if they don't see too much of a future in India anymore. Many of them are investing heavily abroad. They do seem to be coming across with an atmosphere of great negativity. Is that, by the way, true? Are most of your colleagues in India Inc. hesitating to invest right now?
No, I don't think so. I think clearly investment has been made difficult because permissions, clearances have been delayed. Interest rates have been very high. That has led to deferment of certain investments. But the investments outside India are in addition to investments in India. I don't think anybody is really looking to invest outside instead of investing in India.
If you look at the situation, Mr. Godrej, just 4 years ago, 5 years ago, India was the toast of the entire world. Everyone said it's a matter of a few years. India is a big economic superpower. What has changed since then?
I think certainly the global economy has slowed down. Of the BRICS nations, even if you include South Africa in the BRICS, only China has a higher growth rate than India. But clearly we have not taken reforms as far as we could. And I think the biggest mistake has been not to get the goods and services tax in place.
So when you look at the mood among India Inc., is it an optimistic mood right now, or what? And what are you expecting? And certainly with elections coming next year, a lot of industrialists seem to be saying, well, Narendra Bhai is coming and everything will get sorted out.
I think from a medium to long-term point of view, certainly the view on India is very optimistic. Short-term, it's a bit of a question mark. And the good thing is, new reform measures are being announced regularly.
Okay, you skipped the second part of what I said. How important are the 2014 elections going to be?
It's very difficult to predict what will happen in the elections. It's difficult to predict how that will impact growth. But I expect whatever government comes in post-election will clearly realize that it's time to take the reforms forward, because that would help the government.
All right, Mr. Godrej, thank you so much for speaking to us. Thank you, sir.
Good talking to you.
I want to take a break right now. I want to go to the audience and see what the common man, in a sense, also feels about the exact situation and what really are the pain points for them. We'll do that when we come back after this break.